Good morning, everyone. It is currently, what time is it? 7:41 a.m. MST, Mountain Standard Time, in Colorado. My name is James Lammers. It's currently 7:41 in the morning at yeah. God, sorry. I'm not used to vlogging myself. This is weird for me. But anyway, my name's James Lammers. And today is the day I graduate from high school. And it's weird to say. It's a weird thing to say out loud, but here we are. I haven't put my cap and gown on yet because we're gonna probably just put it on in the parking lot at school just to make sure it doesn't get wrinkled in the car. Graduation starts in less than 2 hours. So we'll be leaving in just a second. I am graduating from Netherland High School. And you might see, if I get footage from the graduation in there, we'll see what ends up happening and I don't know what's gonna happen with getting everybody's permission to do this and getting all the forms ready and all that. I don't know how that's all gonna work, to be completely honest. But yeah, I go to Netherland High School. We have a graduating class of 23. Yeah, we have a very small graduating class. And, yeah. So, good morning, everyone. I'm doing a second take. I tried doing it first, and then I just didn't. I was too scatterbrained for my own taste. So it's currently 7:43 a.m. MST, Mountain Standard Time, on July 25th, 2020. My name is James Lammers, and today I am graduating from high school. Yeah, really crazy day today. I'm graduating from Netherland High School, which has a graduating class of 23. So, puts things in perspective. I'm gonna put my cap and gown on, probably in the parking lot of the school, just to make sure it doesn't get wrinkled in the car. And yeah, we'll be heading out in a few minutes. It's exciting. Okay, we have arrived at the school. I've got my mask on, clearly. It's time to put my cap and gown on. Let's go. All right, I'm all dressed up and ready to go. Got everything on, and we're about to head in. I've had to put everything in my pockets because the cap and gown doesn't have any pockets, so I got my phone in my pocket in there. I left some headphones in the car, and I've got my wallet on me. So I hate that this thing doesn't have pockets, but we're gonna deal with it. So time to head in. I'm nervous, but excited. One did this in the middle of the night. That's really awesome. All right, putting this camera on a tripod next. Let's go.
go.
Good morning. I know what you're thinking. What took so long? I'm glad we're finally here with you. Welcome to the most important moment of every teenager's life. It is the moment where we recognize them for their accomplishments and we graduate them from high school. It's been a great journey to get to this place, and I want to thank a few people before we begin. First, I'd like to thank our senior class sponsors, Liz Evans and Teresa Redmond, for their incredible work. I would like to thank the members of the Netherland Middle Senior High School office team, Jolene Norman, Amy Tomlinson, Ali Shambo, Chuck Doudna. I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. I'm a little nervous today for some reason. Maybe it's because the cloud's over here to my right. I want to make sure I get it right and honor you appropriately. But it's an amazing amount of work has gone into this. And I'm thrilled to be here with you.
Hello. Well, it's the end of the day on July 25th, 2020, for me. And I didn't do as good of a job collecting footage of the day as I thought I would, to be completely honest. And so I figured I would just film this and hope that maybe something will stick here. I'm still going to send in all the footage, and to everybody who's watching the footage to curate this documentary, I apologize in advance if this is somehow wasted time. But, yeah, I wanted to film just a little end of the day conversational piece, and I wanted to do it outside, but it's now way too dark. And so here I am. For context, in case none of the other footage can be utilized, hi, my name is James Lammers. Today is July 25th, 2020, and after today, I am a graduate of Netherland Middle Senior High School in Colorado. I am one of 23 graduating students, which, yeah, it's insane. And I've been growing up with the majority of them since preschool, to be honest. And in all honesty, yeah, the graduation was fun. Don't get me wrong. The graduation ceremony was amazingly well put together, especially considering the circumstances. But I think everybody can say that, in some way, that the graduation ceremony is a little underwhelming. You know? There's always something about it where your expectations build up to this grand idea of what graduation is going to be like, and it doesn't really work out that way somehow. Your expectations just build to like this huge ceremony, and sometimes, you know, you get your expectations blown away, like perhaps if you end up liking graduation when you didn't think you would, you know? I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of rambling on. What the basic point that I'm trying to get at is, I think at some basic level, there's some anticipation that everybody's had about graduation. There's some deep want that we've had to go out with a huge bang And when the ceremony lasts a couple of hours and it's a nice ceremony, but it's not as grand as you necessarily thought it would have been, it's a little underwhelming. And it's not because the ceremony was bad, it was just because you maybe had a higher expectation of how grand the ceremony would actually be. So, I don't really know. It's kind of surreal to be at this place. But at the same time, we were supposed to pardon me. Oh, geez, sorry, I apologize profusely for that. But we were supposed to graduate May 11th of 2020, I believe. Sometime in May, I think it was the 11th. And having the graduation 2.5 months after we were supposed to is definitely jarring. A month before most of us are transitioning into college. And so it feels almost like it just kind of passed by as well. But at the same time, the fact that we're here is really, really cool. Our class president, no, I'm lying. Forgive me. Not our class president. I don't know why I said that. But a very prevalent member of our senior class gave a really good speech today, talking about how we're probably the generation that at this point is going to try to take things into their own hands and fix things. I think going into college and experiencing my own life, right? And experiencing who I want to be as a person and what I want to do. I think the biggest fear is just what the world's going to look like. I don't think anyone can deny that we live in a really controversial time right now. And it's hard. It's really hard. We live in a time where human rights should be essentially common sense. We live in a time where we live in a confusing time, really. We live in a time where things are just more confusing than they normally would be. We're trapped in a pandemic. We're realizing how incredibly problematic our country is. Most of us, anyway. Coming out of a really naive point in our lives, But I'd like to think that in some way we can all work together and somehow find a way to find common ground. It's going to take a lot of work, and I guarantee you nobody knows the exact correct way to do it. Guarantee you. There's no way. But I feel like if we listen to each other's differences, if we accepted each other's differences, if we listened to each other's viewpoints, and we worked to try to meet at a common ground, then things would be a lot better than they are right now. Because it feels like everybody just needs to have their point proven. Is so desperate to have their point proven that they're not willing to listen to other sides. And that's a problem. If we want to see true change and true positive outcomes, then we need to listen to each other's perspectives. We need to acknowledge each other's differences, but also bring them in warmly. I don't know. It's a confusing world. I still have faith in the people of this world, though. I love this planet. I love the majority of the people on it. And we've always managed to get ourselves out of very strange situations, very politically divisive situations, and seemingly apocalyptic situations before. And I don't think this is any different. It's just really hard to see what kind of outcome everything that's going on right now is going to have. It's really difficult. But I don't know. I just feel like if we work hard to make a change, then that change will happen. Again, none of us knows a surefire way to do that, but I think if we all do our own little things, support our own community, donate to causes we believe in, educate ourselves more on things that we feel we are deficient in knowing about, keep ourselves up to date on the news. And admittedly, I'm not nearly perfect at that by any stretch of the imagination, but it's also important to acknowledge what areas you're deficient in and where you could improve yourself, both as an individual and as a member of a community and a planet, and work to change that. I think that's important. And I just think there's so much good in the world. I love art, music and theater and film and television and writing and all these other forms of expression, That's essentially how I see a lot of the world, as humans trying to express themselves. And I've learned through a lot of different art forms, particularly movies, that if you understand where someone is coming from, even if you don't agree with their actions, you can work towards empathizing with them still. Even if you don't agree, understanding where someone's coming from is important. So, I don't know. I thought I'd have more profound things to say. And again, this is a message directly to Kevin MacDonald, Ridley Scott, whoever is watching this footage. If I'm wasting your time with any of this, I'm sorry. I really am. I really, truly am. And I'm not used to being this authentic in a camera, I don't think. Because I'm from a theater background, I like rehearsing what I'm going to do. And this was a challenge that I'm not sure if I succeeded at, But I'm glad I tried. And, I hope that somehow or another, people are able to come together and make a positive change. And I hope that we can follow the words of my fellow classmate who gave her speech today and be the change that we want to see in the world, as Gandhi put it. I think that's important. So, anyway, I'm sorry if I've been awkward in front of the camera. I'm sorry if I don't have myself together in regards to forms and everything. And I hope that this is not a waste of your time. But I just wanted to try. I wanted to try and stretch out of my comfort zone because I'm not used to filming my daily life like this. Thank you guys for at least watching and listening, and I wish you luck in making this film. And I wish everyone who submits their videos luck. Whoever gets in doesn't get in. I wish everybody who's participating in this luck. I really do. And I don't know. I'm more awkward in front of the camera than I thought I would be. So I'm just going to end it here. Thanks, guys.